It's impossible to avoid all the bad news flooding all of our feeds. The headlines, from bad to worse to depressing as hell. It's easy to get lost in all that negativity. As soon as I found out I was this illegal alien in people's minds and that I was not legally an American, I became fascinated and inspired by the history of Black people in America. Because from the very beginning, when the founding fathers declared independence 250 years ago next year, Black Americans had to fight for their equal rights in a country that they built. Black history is American history, and people like Frederick Douglass became one of my heroes. Famously, 10 years before the Emancipation Proclamation, Douglass gave a speech titled, "What to the American Slave is the 4th of July?" Inspired by that speech, by the spirit of truth-telling and resilience, I share these words to my fellow immigrants and our families. When you are an undocumented immigrant, to celebrate the 4th of July is to resist being defined by fear and panic. It means insisting that we are more than our labor and that our dignity lies in our agency, that the most American thing about us is, in fact, what connects us to every human being who's ever had to fight their way to be included in the American experiment. Now, as much as we talk about illegal aliens as problems, we rarely discuss possible solutions outside of arresting or jailing us. I'm heartened by a recent poll that finds support for a path to legalization for most undocumented immigrants has risen to 64%. I'm also encouraged by seeing communities across the country, in blue states and red states, practice their right to protest. Human beings protecting other human beings. Now, some say these demonstrations are part of a foreign invasion. No, it's Americans standing up for their neighbors and for the values this country says it represents. We should live in a country where there are no undocumented people, where there are clear and transparent processes that undocumented immigrants can follow to change their statuses and become legal, law-abiding citizens. If there was ever a time to solve immigration, this would be it. My travels across the country have reaffirmed my belief that if the American public knew all the facts, if they could see this issue outside of political partisan lenses, if they could see us as human beings just like them, they would agree. Now, in whichever way you mark this holiday weekend, I hope that you, like me, see the light in the darkness.